Okay guys, it is time for a fourth video in our little 7.62x54R series. And what I want to do today is try some 308 bullets and try some 311 bullets and see if we get any measurable differences in accuracy between the two. So I got a few little toys in the mail here in the last couple days. First of all, I got one of these Frankfurt Arsenal, I think they call them Perfect Fit reloading trays. This is the one that's supposed to fit 7.62x54R. You know, because this universal one here is a little bit wonky and doesn't fit all that well. This is better. It's not quite as good as I was hoping it would be. Still a little bit of jiggly going on there, but that's okay. I think it's just, the convex nature of the base of the brass. It's as good as I could expect. But so that was just a couple bucks. Let me move the camera over here a little bit so we can see. There we go. The other thing I got is this. This is the 311 expander for my Lee resizing die. It's yeah, I think previous video I mentioned, it's right there inside the instructions for the dies. It tells you the part number and all that crap to order. I got this from Midway, like $4. So this is the fatter expander. And I think if we throw some calipers here on the guy, we'll see at about 310. I think that's about right. They generally measure like about a thousandths less. Like my 308 one, I think it mic's at around 307. So, for a little bit of neck tension there. So I've just finished sizing the first 25 pieces with our 308 expander. So now we're going to pull the die out, put the 311 expander on, and resize the other 25. As far as bullets go, I'm going to try to be, as close as possible here between the two. So for 308, we've got 175 grain Sierra Match Kings, the 2275s. For the 311s, these are the 2315s. They are 174 grain. So 174 and 175 grain. These bullets are very similar. Very, very, very similar. And I'll tell you what, yeah, let's just let's have an up close look at those guys real quick. So there you go. 174 is on the left, 175 on the right. You see, very, very, very similar. The 175 just a smidgen longer, it looks like, and maybe just a slightly fatter ogive. The bow tails look to be the same length, and yeah, just a little bit fatter ogive shape on the right, I guess. That line around there, I grabbed my bullet comparator insert and just put it down to see, how far it went down the bullet before it touched, and they're very similar, very close. So, very similar bullets, just a little bit of difference in diameter. So yeah, I figure those should be pretty close to one another, right? What we're going to do is load up. Yeah, we're going to continue to use Reloader 15, and we'll load up 25 of one and 25 of the other, and then we'll just shoot groups and see if there's a measurable distance or difference in the accuracy between the two. I'm going to go. Remember we were shooting 41 grains before, slightly heavier bullet. We're going to back down just a touch. We're going to do 40.5, 41, 41.5, 42, and 42.5 grains of our Reloader 15. So let's see, what else didn't I cover? Oh, the last video, whenever I was showing you the bore slugging and I was trying to get me measuring these on video, it was a mess, right? I've got 3 different ones. I was measuring them a little bit here while I was getting my crap together for this video, and it looks like 312 is our number. Like, I kind of took my time, got some better measurements, and they come out to 312, which is about what I expected. It's just, you know, it's hard to get your calipers in the right spot and get repeatable results, but whenever I do, it's coming out 312 on, I actually have 3 different slugs that I've put through the bore. So just kind of FYI, that's what I'm kind of going to go forward with as my official, you know, bore size. So these 311s should be just about perfect, right? About 1/1000 under the bore slugging side. So we'll see. I'm really interested to see what sort of differences we see. All right, let me stop gabbing here and get this die pulled out. We'll swap the expander. So there's not really much to this, right? You've watched my other videos. You've seen my beginner's guide to reloading. You regularly pull apart your dies for cleaning, so you already know that popping this guy loose here. Yep. I put the freaking Kung Fu grip on this thing last time. I probably should have done this in the press. It's a little bit easier. But yeah, I've got this guy on there very tight. Come on! Alright. Screw it, we'll put it back in the press. I think the reason I've got this thing so damn tight is previously I had problems with whenever I was decapping the rod pulling up on me and all that sort of crap, and just finally put a crazy grip on it to try and get that to stop. So let's see here. Yep, not there. And I really shouldn't be doing this like with the ram up, because if this thing goes spinning, you can end up, your ram will screw up the decapping pin on the shell holder. There we go. Yeah, it's not too bad here. I want to raise it because this guy's about to fall out, and it's nice to have, there it went. Nice to have the ram to catch it. So I tell you what, yeah. So there's that guy. There's our new guy. Shouldn't be a big deal to get it up in there. Come on. I need to loosen this just a touch more. There it is. Alright, it's tightened enough. The depth is just about right. It's tightened enough to where it has stopped slipping. So let me... Alright, one more little tweak. There we are. Alright, so now the die is ready for sizing 311. Now I'm doing like I did last time, I think I did last time, where I'm just taking this down until it gets nice good contact with the shell holder. You know, it takes up all the slack, but I'm not like going an extra quarter turn and really getting that hard cam over. We're just going down until it touches and then tightening down, just hoping to work our brass just a little bit less than we otherwise would with you know, with a solid cam over on it. So yeah, that's that. Let me start getting these guys lubed up and we'll get to sizing. We shouldn't notice any significant difference in the sizing process. Just that, you know, the next one to come out a little bit fatter. Size a few here, and then we'll take a few measurements, see if it's See if we can actually tell the difference with our calipers. I think we should be able to. Damn it! Come on! Okay, so let's see. We'll wipe one of these guys off here. Now this Norma brass should have pretty consistent neck thickness. So let's just take a about 334. I'll hit a couple of these guys. 334. 334. So let's see what the ones we did with the 308 are. 330. 331. 331. 3. Trying to make sure I'm getting these straight. It's easy to screw up measurements like this if you don't have, yeah, 331. So actually seeing about 3 thousandths difference, which is weird, right? There's 3 thousandths difference between 308 and 311. So how about that? All right, so I'm going to get through the rest of these guys, get them all sized up, and then, yeah, we'll speed through this reloading part and get to shooting. All right, no problems with sizing. So we are pretty much ready for primers, but before I do primers, the case mounts still look good. Still looking pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and hit them with a chamfer tool on the inside of the necks at least, just to give it a bit of a bevel there, so that, you know, trying new bullets and different sizes, and if we run into any problems, I don't want to have to question whether, you know, it's from the fact that I hadn't chamfered the inside of the case mouth. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is run through these, chamfer them really quick, and then be ready for primers. Alright, just finishing up primers. Moving right along. Of course everything goes great until I turn the camera on, and then I get a primer going wonky on me. Next up will be powder. I'll set up my powder measure to throw a little bit under our charge, what, like 40 grains or something like that, and then I'll use my powder trickler to bring them up to where I want. So yeah, let me get that set up. We're going to start with the 311 bullets, because that's the interesting part of this video, right? Might as well, if we're going to run into problems, might as well run into them early. Alright, I'm going to get the trickler and the scale out of the way. We've got our first 5 charges here. First row. And we've got our 311 bullets. Got the seating die set up per the instructions. And let's just go for it. See the, yep, bow tail fits down in there nice, and it, you know, it doesn't feel tight. Feels like it should. Now, I don't know, did I mention earlier, these have a much longer recommended overall length from Sierra. It's 3 inches. The Hornady bullets we were shooting were 2.820, so this is, you know, almost 2/10 of an inch longer. So once I get one loaded up here, I want to make sure it's going to chamber in the gun okay, and 3.021. 3.009. .004 and 3 inches. Let's do the next guy here. See, and you know, there's not a ridiculously huge amount of this bullet getting seated down in there, right? Our seating depth isn't that much, but it looks like it's enough to where we shouldn't have to worry. Yeah, it's about halfway down the neck is where the boat tail starts. So yeah, should be fine. Got 2.997, perfect. So go ahead and run them through the Leaf Factory crimp die. And that is that. Now, let's, yeah, I'll tell you what, before I grab the gun, I've got 3 more cases with powder in them. I'll end up spilling crap everywhere if I grab the gun now and try and look at it now. Okay, let's see if it survived a drop and still looks okay. Yep, 2.999. Yeah, these are seating. God dang it. Having a rough day for dropping stuff. 3 inches. Now these Sierra Match Kings, just from my experience in, you know, other cartridges, the tip isn't always perfectly exact, so several thousandths of variation in overall length is to be expected with these guys. Alright, let's see here. There's a gun. Yep, no problems going down in the magazine, of course. Okay, there went that. Okay. Okay. Give them a quick look. I don't see anything weird going on. Make sure they didn't get jammed or something. 2.998. 3 inches. Good to go. So let's see. This is actually going to be row number 6 in our box. And there we are. That's 30.5 grains. Or I'm sorry, 40.5 grains. Yes, 40.5 grains. So next up is 41, and I'll just continue on. Down to seating these last couple bullets. Hoping to get to the range pretty soon with these. Of course, that means nothing to you. You'll be going to the range right after this one. But for me, yeah, hoping to get there quick. Really looking forward to seeing what the heck these are going to do. Really, really, really curious. So, alright, let's get to it. Okay guys, I finally made it to the range, and this is going to take a little bit of explanation. I'm going to have to babysit this footage through a little bit. I actually made 2 trips to the range. My first trip to the range, I was planning to shoot 2-inch orange dots like I normally do on white poster board. It shows up really well on camera, and that's kind of my preferred. It did not happen. Like, I was going to try and squeeze all the groups on one page, and I was having a difficult time aiming, and I didn't feel like I was going to do the ammo justice. So I aborted the first attempt. By the time I had aborted, I had shot 5 shots. I had actually shot 1 of each of the 308 bullet loads. So came back home, regrouped, I reloaded those 5 rounds, and then headed back out with these. This is an NRA SR1, official target, 100-yard target. This is about I don't know, what are these? Like a 7-ish inch? I don't even have my calipers up here. I don't know. It's about, about that big. So it's a really, really nice target for aiming, especially with, milsurp sights. So this is what I shot our groups on. I used a separate target for every single group. So the way I did the camera, I had 2 targets up, and I tried to get them both on film at the same time. Now, the problem is the shots probably aren't going to show up very well. I think they'll show up okay, but maybe not. So what we'll do, I'll sit here at the bench, we'll go, I'll shoot a 5-shot group, then we'll come back and I'll show you a target. I'll show you the target with the hits highlighted and the group measurement. That way, as we go along, we can kind of track what is happening. So let's get started on row number 1, which was our first round of 308 bullets. Which, what was that, 40.5? Oh man, I'm never prepared. What are we, 7.62 by 54R? Pardon me. Yes, 40.5 grains of Reloader 15 with our 308 175 grain Sierra Match Kings. Alright, there you go. Okay, here we are. A little over 3 inches, 3.14 inches, not too bad, right? Not too bad at all. So let's kind of put this guy over in the corner, and let's go ahead with group 2. Let's kind of buzz through these 308 ones real quick. Alright, that one got a little bit ugly. 4.66 inches. I don't know if I was still getting my eye in or what, or if it just shot that crappy. But that was a pretty crappy group. It was, I'll spoil it for you, that was the worst group of the day. I really felt like I was shooting good today. Like, I had my eye in. The target, like I mentioned, is really good for aiming with these sorts of sights. So, really felt like I was doing the ammo justice. So, alright, let's go to group number 3. So that's a bit better. A little over 3 inches. Tightening up a little bit. And yeah, let's go for group number 4. .2 inches, similar sized group. We're starting to kind of move that point of impact down just a little bit. So let's see what number 5 gets us. Okay, so that guy is just under 4 inches. So there are our 5 .308 groups. Not terrible, you know, not terrible. We saw that point of impact kind of shift down a little bit as our charge went up. So yeah, nothing to write home about, but nothing to cry over either. So now, the interesting part. Let's get to the 311s. Here's the first 311 group. Very similar point of impact. Group tighter than any of those 308s. Already, our first charge, we're already tightening up considerably. So let's see if the trend continues. Here's group 2. Slipped just a little bit, up to 3.1 inches. Still, that's on the you know, the good side as far as the 308 groups went. So not too bad. Point of impact moving down toward the bull. So let's go for group number 3. Alright, you guys saw that, right? Those first 3 shots went in the same freaking hole. let's go back. Let's go back and watch the first 3 shots over again, just because it makes me look awesome. Yeah! See, now I can go around the internet saying that my Mosin shoots 1/4 inch groups at 100 yards. All day, every day, brother. Still not bad. 2.6 inch group. Good looking target. We're getting down there closer to, point of impact's definitely shifting down more towards the bullseye. So let's see what number 4 gets us. Still looking good. 2.3 inch group. Looking pretty snazzy. And let's go to group number 5. There we go, 2.45 inches. So there we have it. There's our 10 groups. Pretty interesting. I'll tell you what, while we ponder this, I also shot a group. Can you guys even still see? I think I've still got a little bit, like, can you see my hand? I did shoot a group with PPU. So let's go ahead and look at that. Pretty dramatic shift of impact, point of impact there, right? Way low, way to the left, kind of weird. So, I'll tell you what, just kind of quick conclusions while we're looking at all the targets here. The 308 bullets were reasonably consistent, right? I mean, the best group was right in the middle, 3.07 inches. So it looks like that that 4.6 inch group really kind of screwed it up. So it's not awful. I would gladly continue to load 308 bullets, knowing what I know now from this test. But we look down at those 311 groups, it is consistently better across the board. Right, I think 3 of our best 5 groups are 311 bullets. So, actually, let's see, we got a all 4 of our 5 best targets were 311s. That 3.1 incher was just a little bit bigger than the 3.07 on number 3. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So it is clear that 308 bullets did not shoot as well as the 311s. So if I'm looking for precision, if I want to continue to just see how well I can get this guy shooting, 311 bullets are going to be the answer. No doubt about it. And PPU hung right in there with it, with our hand loads. That PPU is just uncomfortable to shoot. I feel sorry for you guys that are shooting that every trip to the range. Like, that is shoulder bruising, ridiculous hot. If you're on the fence, like if you're looking to get into 7.62 by 54R reloading, do it. If that's what you're shooting, do it, because it is a whole lot more fun to shoot lighter hand loads than that PPU stuff. You know, I'm a big dude and it knocks me around like crazy. I can't imagine, yeah, somebody smaller trying to deal with that, or God forbid a kid or a woman. Yeah, so pretty cool test. I am fascinated by the results. I am looking forward to more testing. I want to continue to go hotter. It seems like we were tightening up as we went along. Like that number 4 and number 5 target, I really like the looks of those. And not just because they're, you know, exactly where I was aiming, which is nice. You know, that's pretty cool to have, you know, basically the gun perfectly zeroed with those number 4 and number 5 loads. Which, what were they? They were 42 and 42.5 grains of Reloader 15. But I want to try and push it a little bit hotter and just see what happens. Just because, you know, that PPU shooting pretty darn well hotter. So I'd like to see what the heck was going on there. I'll tell you what, let's get rid of all these targets. I wanted to show you something on the brass because I kind of had some weirdness going on. This kind of freaked me out at first, and to be honest, I even considered aborting the test. But I was getting a significant amount of like blowback, blow-by, I don't know what the hell you want to call it. But, you know, gases were making it up past the neck and even down onto the rim. Like I was getting some rims that were a little bit smoky. And as the charges went up, like the higher loads, it kind of went away. And the 311 bullets didn't show it nearly as much as the 308s. So I'm thinking that it's just, I'm really, these light loads are just too light. Need to go up a little bit higher so that, you know, as you shoot, if I can get these damn things out there. There we go. Yeah, that's actually a good one. You can see that one side of it really got smoked. It's like the brass is just not expanding enough or fast enough to seal that chamber nicely, and just some, you know, some gases are getting by there, which is another reason why I want to work up just a little bit more. I'd love to get, yeah, I'd love to find a really good shooting load, just maybe a touch hotter than what I've been shooting, to where it's still nice and comfortable to shoot. Maybe I get rid of all of this problem, you know, the smoky cases problem, and continue to maybe increase accuracy. So that's probably what's going to come next, and I'm going to jump right into it. So there'll be another video coming really soon. We're going to continue to load with those 311 bullets. I might look into other options out there for 311 bullets. Maybe some 310s I think are available. There might be some 312s. I need to play, you know, look around on that a little bit. Like if my bore's 312, would it be okay to shoot 312s? I might want to do a little reading on that before I jump in too deep. But at the very least, I want to grab another box of those Sierra Game King or Match King 311s, because I want to continue to work up some loads with them and see how they do. So, see you guys next time.